their calling's really on point, and their mechanics are really good. Like everyone on that team has really nice mechanics. So I think for us, we just need to transfer in our confidence from last game and bring it into this game. Because like if we're playing like we did against Navi against Liquid, I think we're gonna win as well. So we just need to focus on our game and not too much what they're doing. Just make sure we're playing our best, and I think we can come out.
I love to hear it, man. Keep that good mental strength going. Good luck.
Thank you.
Definitely a grudge match on the cards, not only for Grim, but for the entirety of Complexity. Because last time we saw these two teams face, they did indeed play Vertigo, and it was Liquid netting that 16-12 win.
Look, pound for pound, Liquid has Complexity's number figured out. Halser coming in for Complexity doesn't really make enough of a change. And I also think that when Grim is saying if we play the same way with against Navi, we have a chance, I'm going to make a stop right here because Liquid is not going to be playing the same way Navi did. All that space that Navi allowed to Complexity, which we talked about, that's not going to happen. Yikinder is going to be in their faces. We know Nafla is going to push when he can. I think they're about to be strangled by Liquid.
Two players to look out for. Elish and Yikinder, two of the best CT-sided Vertigo players in the entire world. I think Complexity is in for a lot of trouble.
Yeah, Yikinder's favorite position, that ramp position on Vertigo. So I've definitely got my eye out for him. But we've got to throw it to a quick break before the action is going to ensue. It's going to be Vertigo between Liquid and Complexity in a North American derby. And we'll see how it goes down with Anders and Moses in just a few.
We are ready with the third game of the day, and it's Liquid versus Complexity. So no matter what, the NA side is going to be doing well today.
No matter what, 3 wins for North America.
Hell yes.
That's what I'm talking about. 100% win rate in the first 3 matches of the day. That's magnificent.
What a way to start the second half of the year.
It's just so memeable. You gotta love it. You gotta appreciate it.
And this should be a really good map for Liquid. We've already seen what they can do on this particular map, and obviously it's one of the places where Yikinder does a lot of work. And they started the CT side as well. I reckon Complexity are in trouble, but they've already impressed us once today. So let's give them the benefit of the doubt and see what they can bring.
I agree with Maniac's sentiment on the desk, though. Like that Na'Vi, you know, on top of Complexity playing a good game, felt flat. Liquid's not a team coming in after that victory over G2 that's going to be flat at all, and already a miscue. Elijah's going to have heard that, and he's going to be calling it over to Naf. He's already changed his position. He's already here in support, but can actually put a stop to it. Molotov, no one's watching for Naf, but Grim does turn. This hit is dangerous. Another one for Grim, and Floppy adds a third on top of it.
All right, they actually managed to find the kills. I agree, that looked like maybe Naf could have been the game changer there, but somehow they found him at the back. He just let out a single bullet and then died immediately afterwards. They're going to go fight instead of finding the bomb, which I can respect. Fang able to pick up a couple of kills at the end, and it will be Complexity to pick up the early pistol round. It's not bad.
No, not bad at all. Continuing the momentum, building it up early. We saw how excited and hyped up they were getting against Na'Vi at the start of the day, and obviously after the match, just full of excitement. This is a victory Complexity with Team Liquid even kind of getting an early jump on what was coming. That missed boost gave Elige the information. They had a good second. I mean, not much in the grand scheme of things to prepare for it, but it, you know, Complexity still just hits headshots.
Yeah, that spin around from Grim, from his point of view, looked even more ridiculous. That was actually very cool. Now, they did invest into the round Liquid, though, which is something to look at. Famas on the Elige, Kinder on the Scout, some Deagles, and a C-75 on Nitro.
Missed Molotov, not going to have consequences in this round, but in the future, that could be an issue if it continues to be a problem.
Nitro goes down early. Elige only with one return, and they're still fighting. Just so much pressure applied to this bomb site from the Complexity side, and they're going to get the bomb plant. Oh, wait. They come off it. I actually thought he was going to go for it there. They find Elige in the meantime, and I guess they have enough time to slow it down, so actually kind of cool. Not even stressed after a little bit of a fight there, Complexity. Kindar's going to be slowly fading away.
Yeah, probably didn't even really need that fake plant, but still just playing it cautiously. Very simple round from Complexity. Towards the B bomb site, let the AK-47 lead the way, and no fear whatsoever from Grim being the first player up the staircase. 2-0 for Complexity. Team Liquid not able to keep any weapons in hand for the next round.
Sometimes can be a little bit dangerous when you go just hard at the bomb side, even if it's up against what you think might just be pistols or whatever. I mean, still the stacks can be good, but it worked out just fine for them, so not too worried. You are not finding anything with the Scout here at the end of the round either. So a nice little 2-0 lead for the Complexity side of things. Curious to see how things are going to be playing out, and if it's going to be the same people showing up for the Complexity side. Obviously, Fang, I think, was one of the people we talked about a lot, but Grim and Floppy were also playing pretty well in that opening game.
Yeah, surely. Grim was excellent on an overpass against Na'Vi, for sure.
Oh, and Holzak actually had some crazy deal shots.
You started this out with like one player playing good, and then you've been like, oh shit, everyone played good.
They did beat Na'Vi, so I guess it makes sense, you know. Everyone. Just throw them all in there.
Here we go. Round number 3. Scout and Yekindar, Deagle on Elige, and USPs after that. One flashbang on Nitro. Who'd you pick for this one?
Liquid, of course.
Okay.
Yeah. I feel like yesterday was not a good day for me in terms of picking anything, so I feel like this is my time to make up for it.
A lot of people had a tough day yesterday.
I know.
I had a tough day yesterday. Oh, Elige is having a good time. What a triple kill with the Deagle. And if that's the turning point, Liquid didn't bring a whole lot into this round. Oh, this will put you on notice, but those are weapons they can't recover. OC and Nitro, no, they do not want to get aggressive, and I think Fang has found the escape route for JT. He's got control of the A bomb site. JT not even being quiet about running over. Now, OC and Nitro kind of have a decision to make. Now they realize they can go get the weapons because they know exactly where both players are. Do you want to go for this? Or do you keep these AK-47s and just say, you know what, we're happy about the boost in the economy this will give us moving forward?
Surely, you know, just playing the percentages, you just try and save the guns and be happy to bring him to the next one. But they're kind of close by, and there was a much delayed bomb plant. It didn't happen nearly as quick as I maybe would have thought. If they find JT here, it's definitely on, but he's going to get one in return and a good double. That'll take it all away. Quad kill on JT at the end of the round, and man, I've got to say, I want to see the replay of those deals from Elige. That was nuts.
Yeah, that's some spicy shooting. Look at this one. Molotov clears. Great flashbang from Nitro. That was the one flashbang brought into that round. I know that warms your little dead heart.
Yes, of course. Not much does, but a flashbang will. What's that? 4 bullets, 3 headshots?
Yep.
Nice.
All right.
Put them on notice.
Yeah, that really does. That'll temper the excitement for the complexity side. Those smiles turn a little bit more into frowns after a round like that. OC is forced off by nades. Good utility work for complexity, so no aggressive stance for the AWP of Team Liquid.
And a big concern for this first half is going to be, how do you deal with your Kindar on this ramp?
And Elige. Remember, Yekindar, OC, and Elige defending this A bomb site and this A ramp early on. Oh, Yekindar probably gets away with one there. I'm not going to lie to you. Over the smoke, OC finds Grim. Couldn't land the headshot. That had to have been immediate. OC's down to 10 HP, but they'll be happy with the man advantage.
JT, that's actually a nice little sneaky play. Could have definitely worked out. Looked like Nitro had no real idea, so opportunity to do something, but they fail at it this time. Grim is out of the round, and now they want to go back to the B bomb site, try and see if they can test it out. Naf making a bit of noise, falling back, and almost caught with a nade in hand. Floppy tries to go for the pre-fire spray for the smoke, but it's fanged. Hit the headshot. It's not bad. There's another one through the smoke, taking down Elige. Yekindar and OC 2 versus 4, and what a recovery from Complexity.
If I'm Complexity in this game and I'm coming up with a game plan, I'm saying we're going to be attacking this B bomb site all day long. We're going to be going right at Nitro, and that's no real, harsh slight on him, but when you think of the power that's at the A ramp with OC, Yekindar, and Elige, and you look at someone who's, kind of not really in that fragging department for Team Liquid, I think you are just going at Nitro, see if you can exploit that weakness, go at the B bomb site, see if you can take it over a few times, and then you force that A defense to feel a little bit nervous about committing all that firepower throughout the round of the A site.
And it'll be, we have to track it. I mean, obviously, it'll be interesting to see how long before Liquid do decide to make a change, if they trusted Nitro and Naf anchoring the bomb site, or if eventually early on they're going to try and see if they can change that defense just enough to make a difference. What a start for Complexity. Timeout used by Liquid. Not happy with the way things are going right now, and I don't see a reason why they would be either. They actually got the opening kill and then slipped right out of their hands.
I think everyone in the talent team predicted Team Liquid to win this one again. We all predicted Na'Vi to beat Complexity as well in the first day. If Complexity causes 2 of these kinds of upsets, oh, we're never going to live it down.
No, the social medias would be...
It'd be off the rails.
Hungry for it.
Lighting on fire.
I think that's why it's really, for me, making mostly bad predictions, because then it doesn't sting as badly,
Okay, so your thing is if, I set the bar at I suck at predictions.
Yeah, and people are going to be like, yeah, it's just Anders.
It's just Anders sucking as usual.
Yeah.
Okay. That's an interesting angle.
Yeah.
I haven't really heard that one before.
Happy with it so far.
It's been working for years.
Also, waiting, hoping to catch the timing there. But yeah, that A ramp is... There aren't many players in the world that I could think of as scary as Yekindar on that A ramp. Even when you know he's going to be aggressive, even if you know it's coming. Could have been a kill there. JT barely escapes. They're going to find Yekindar. Also rewarded for his patience over there.
And now I think for Team Liquid, you got to be thinking, let's try and get into a position where we can save this AWP. They're kind of rotating over to try and defend this bomb site. But I think OC, especially with low HP, has got to be really careful how he commits to any of these fights. They'd love to bring the op forward into the next round. Alicia's gone. If he was able to get that kill and find some safety, then I think you can fight for it, and I think this is a great call from OC. He's already backing off just now. Nitro's even slinking back as well to kind of keep some space and keep some defense around him, and Liquid's priority has shifted to the op.
Yeah, just not worth throwing it away.
If Elige gets that kill and finds himself able to tuck into lane and kind of have that second angle onto the bomb site to delay the plan and make Complexity fight a 2-front battle, then maybe you can justify OC sticking around and seeing what he could find. But once Elige goes down, there's no hope.
5-0 in favor of Complexity.
As we all expected.
This is great news. I mean, especially if you're playing this T side. That's what really scared me is in my brain, I was imagining something like a very hard lockdown, even just facing Yekindar on the ramp. But they've been managing to, avoid him for some of it, but also just straight up winning it this time. AWP versus M4, and they come out on top. So, we'll see. Complexity, beautiful, beautiful beginning here. Yeah, that one, probably the key kill to make the difference. Elish hoping to reenact what he was doing in the previous round with the running headshots, but not going to be allowed to. They have some rifles though back on the side of Liquid, so at least they can take a real fight this time.
There's a lot of money on this Complexity team that they need to burn through though. Elish shows a little bit of shoulder, but gets into cover. That gives OC a position behind the sandbags, and that's close.
That looked like he almost shot his head right off, but somehow not.
Oh, where's all this damage coming from? Fang and Holzerk brought down so low. 16 and 10 HP. JT trying to find a duel. There's 2 players challenging from the defensive side, and Nitro's tucked in behind the steel beams. He's found some cover. Good flashbangs, but Grim knows there's no route forward.
Well, almost all of them on that B stairwell, so a little bit awkward when they're all pushed up like this. They're going to take down Naf, though. Great entry for JT. Is that enough to get the opening they want here? A minute on the clock, and they'll find Nitro inside of the smoke. More people are starting to show up to the bomb side, but no, it's not even. They're not even close. Elish thought about it for a second, but he's going to fall back again, like you said. Keep hitting that B bomb site over and over again. Yeah, rinse and repeat. And at the very same, even if it's not like any kind of like full-blown hit, I love the duels that JT was taking on those stairs, I think in tandem with Floppy, I want to say. Like, even if they don't get the kills in the initial contact, you're forcing so much counter utility. You forced out so many flashbangs. You've made it awkward. You forced Nitro into a smoke, so he's kind of had to isolate and take himself out of the fight just to survive from the flames. Really leaves Naf on an island out in transition, trying to make it over to the default boxes. So just so much pressure being put on that B bomb site, and Complexity's patient with it and eventually find the openings that they need. 6-0 now. A lot of people worried, surely, at this point in time, watching this, thinking, wait a minute. No one's worried. NA wins no matter what. That is true. Not even, like, even the jet lag just gets evened out. Yeah, negated. Yeah. Both teams are jet lagged, so you definitely can't use it now. Maybe that is how we do things in the future. Like, even if we're hosting, like, an event in Denmark or something, we just fly the Danish team around the world beforehand, just to... Yeah, give them a world trip. That's the equalizer. We should make all the European teams take like 12-hour journeys. Just to get there, yeah. Yep. I like that. Sold. All right, it's a plan. We're working on it. First kill for Team Liquid. Yeah, he's down and out. Naf did nearly go down, but I like it. It's a little bit of aggression outside of the B bomb site. They kind of can expect for something to happen, and that's a nice follow-up nade. Naf getting that one. It's also a bit of a statement push for Naf as well. Like, he's probably thinking the same thing. He's like, I've got to stop these guys from feeling like they can just come stairs and just fight and bully us every chance they get any round that they want. So getting in your face, make them think twice, make them be a little bit nervous about some CT side aggression. And at least for this round, he gives them a man advantage as well. There's an avenue back into this if Fang can clean up some of these softened players. Naf being the first one at 19 HP. Also just scoped up this whole way. Hasn't been able to really see almost anything, but might be rewarded. It looked like that could have been a kill. Fang now on his own, and the shots are going to be coming in right away. Kendar able to bring him down. It's a good round for him and a good round for Naf. And finally, Liquid are on the board. Took a long time. Yeah, it took quite some time. And they actually, I mean, they still lose a fair few rifles in this one, so they have to be really careful. Yeah, now you need to build upon it if you're Team Liquid. Timeout is taken. Here's that aggression from Naf. Molotov making sure that Floppy's going to be forced into the fight. The nade stack into the choke point where they feel contact is great from Yekindar. Even a Molotov coming in there at the end. Yeah, and that was the second H-Cheek, I think, following it up, so... It feels like both teams have an understanding of kind of where the battle is meant to be, and it's the B-bomb site for now, right? But obviously, if Liquid do too much to try and defend the B-bomb site, and Complexity sense that, well, it creates an opening somewhere else. Yeah, so. that's what I was saying. Like, just keep kind of pressuring that B bomb site, keep applying that pressure, and really forcing those defenders to feel nervous. Because then, yeah, you're gonna eventually pull OC closer over towards the B bomb site, or pull Elish over to the B bomb site, and it's gonna weaken the defense on the other side of the map. So that'll be an interesting thing to keep track of if Complexity can continue to find success at the stairs. 6-1. What a scoreline to begin with. Ooh, good angle to get the shots. Fang trying to hunt him down. It could have worked, and he nearly spins around. That's a good read, but OC lightning quick on that AWP on the other side, and it'll be the opening kill once again going for Liquid here. And Yekindar lightning quick getting the hell out of there.
That was a very, very close battle. Floppy underneath the stairs, but not challenging as much as we've seen in the past. Naf is playing very passively at the B bomb site, but it looks like Complexity wants to start shifting over. Grim's going to get the audio cue of a flashbang clear in middle. And he'll lurk this position as his other 3 teammates look towards the B bomb site and look at the lean from Team Liquid. They know what's coming.
Yeah. Trying to preemptively be there to try and defend it. Nice little flick for Naf. Also, a little bit too aggressive maybe to try and get up. And Yekindar's going to be sure to shut down Grim in the middle. So that's almost all of the threat gone. They really needed Grim to be a little bit of a counterbalance so that the defense can't just be looking at the stairs.
And now you've had a round where Naf pushes down the stairs to find the first kill, and now he's playing it with an AWP. So they're sending the signal to Complexity that if you're just going to challenge and try and jiggle and try and find duels, we're going to put the things in place to put a stop to that. AWP can be a very, very tough weapon to crack open against the B bomb site if you're just looking for fights on those stairs. So now it's going to be, it balls back in the Complexity court of how they want to play it.
Yeah, they're being put into a little bit of a timeout corner at the moment. So see if they can figure something out. This is, again, just the one opening kill creates a fair bit of space for Liquid to work with. And they managed to make up for it. Yekinda still being a huge force on this team right now.
Yeah, he wasn't scared to wide swing that at all. He was very, very committed. I think obviously the communication, the main thrust of that attack coming to B stairs, and he's like, I'll take the fight against the lurker. Yekindar trying to push down. He realizes he's run into someone. This is awkward though inside the smoke. Both players want nothing to do with this battle.
Still kind of here, but that is the kind of aggression that we're used to seeing from Yekinda. But the rest of the Complexity side, they've fallen really far back. They don't want anything to do with this. OC getting in line in case they try to jump him. At least have that 2-man setup. And this time it's much more about the A ramp. At least early in the round. Could well be that this is just to try and create a little bit of space and then fall back to B yet later anyway. Nice shot from OC.
Yeah, nice off angle there. These ops are starting to really chew up Complexity in these past 2 rounds. Another opening kill provided by OC. Yekindar with an off angle headshot angle. Hulzerk peeks up right into it, and Elige with a double spray down from up top. Good setup there from Liquid's defense, and Elige is going to back away.
There's an absolutely critical return there. The double return for Elige. Otherwise, it's a really open round. Nitro picking up his first kill, I believe, and it's going to be OC to close it out even lower on health. So Liquid, they keep going. Nicely done.
Yeah, got their sea legs beneath them now. 3 in a row for Team Liquid.
I've got a question, Jason.
Sure.
You know those signs all around Vertigo that says hard hat area?
Uh-huh.
Does that imply that there's a soft hat area somewhere?
No.
No?
No, it does not.
All right.
You've been to plenty of stage constructions to know what the hard hat area implies.
Yeah, but no one's ever told me to wear a hat. Do I do that personally?
Oh, behind the flames. Elige, I guess, thought that might have gone a little bit deeper, but
And he had the hard hat on. He still died right away.
These things are useless.
They don't stop the bullets, do they? Not nearly enough, anyway. Yeah, Elige out of the round. Good start. Complexity after a beautiful run to begin with. I mean, the fact that they already have 6 rounds is actually still just great, but you obviously want to keep this momentum going. If you let Liquid back in this early on, they can still have a really good first half, so finish what you started here with your Complexity. And they're back at that B bomb side once again.
Not hiding it. Again, passive setup from Naps. Oh, this is awkward. That's real awkward. Grim loses about 40 HP. Turns the corner. Naps got the shot with the AWP again. On point. One more. And on top of it for Nap with the second AWP. 3-on-3 situation.
Nitro, they're right down in front of him. Oh, he's got to be so careful. Bomb being planted. He comes charging through. A little bit of space for Yekinda to get the kill, at least in return. But now it's OC, 1 versus 2. He saw the shadow on top, but he couldn't quite get the kill. Incredible flick to pick up Fang. And JT down behind the boxes, ready and waiting. OC, he's hoping for a shadow, anything to show where he is, and he's not quite quick enough. JT able to pick it up. A huge 1 versus 1 that's being won here in Complexity. Man, they're in a great position right now.
Yeah, that's a phenomenal one to add on top. Money's going to be a bit of an issue. It's going to be real tight for the T side. Liquid should be just fine and almost able to hold on. Naf, that's the equalizing kill. Adds one more on top of it, but after that, the bomb site is just lost. I even actually kind of like the creative play, the flashbang from from OC for Yekindar and Nitro to wrap around the E-box to try and trade that kill. Just not enough comes from it. 7-3.
It has, I feel like, an interesting compounding effect sometimes when you keep hitting the same bomb site over and over. It's very frustrating, obviously, if you're the players that are there and you still feel like we just can't really do it, you know.
I think
even with the extra backup.
I think it's more upsetting for the players on the other side of the map.
Can you guys just hold the bomb?
Yeah, please. Give me some kind of a clean fight. Aggression from Yekindar is shut down by Fang. Previously put out the Molotov and backed away. This time he wanted the fight. Another opening kill provided for Complexity. Previously in the previous round was Grim finding Elige. Now Fang onto Yekindar.
That deep ramp aggression again is, I think, kind of...
What's Elige doing? He's on a big flank, big boy flank.
Looking for the porta potties, maybe? Or looking for Complexity. Oh, might not even be needed. Nitro on the double Naf with one in return as well, and also is entirely on his own as Fang gets blown up. What a way to change it. That almost, I almost feel a bit bad for Elige. His flank is so epic, and all he's going to get is a one final kill. It was still great, but
yeah,
he could have had so much more.
Well, and that's what we kind of mentioned when you say if you keep hitting that B bomb site and finding success, you're going to make the other players on the other side of the map be a little bit more proactive and maybe overextend to try and make up for it. And that's a play pushing middle that has an element of risk to it, and obviously this time it pays off. Wasn't really necessary at the end of the day, but certainly does pay off. 7-4.
Yeah. Can't really do much else but laugh. Now instead, though, Complexity out of money. It would have been Liquid if they would have lost that last round. So, interesting position to be in now. If they can get back to 8 rounds, it's such an open game still. Yekindar still being very, very aggressive. It takes a lot to stop Yekindar from doing that, though.
Ooh, deep nade onto JT.
Also working on the ladder. But they don't really have... They don't have anything to play this round with.
No.
They can hope for a couple of kills, maybe, but...
They got Deagle and light armor on Fang. One smoke, which is... I mean, forget about that for now. It's not really going to have any impacts. You got to get some kind of control and some kind of progression before that smoke can really be put to good use. And you're going right at Yekindar, who's got the angle, ready and waiting.
A little bit of a nade to dunk down on top. Doesn't really do anything. Smoke door will help him out quite a bit as they come through. Still only the one kill, but the timing wasn't necessarily that bad. And it's Elige and Naf to close out the round. So they don't lose that much. And I don't think there was ever really a chance that Complexity could have done too much. So can't really blame them for that one.
No, not at all. 7-5. Liquid closing the gap, coming back into this game, and still with an opportunity to take an advantage into the second half. Seen a lot of different looks of that B defense. Just the aggression from Naf, the one round. Mostly it's been a double op, a secondary op in the hands of Naf towards the B bomb site. Last round that they won over at B was the double rifle setup, and it looks like here they're going to go for some aggression again. A timing pop flash for Nitro to pink down, and OC misses a shot narrowly.
Well, I thought maybe that would have gone into the smoke, but somehow not. In fact, he burns alive. Oh my god, I actually thought he just could escape on the other side even, but... That's an interesting way to get around started. Yekindar almost just peeking right into it, and he will. Nearly took down JT, but AK on the other side. So a 1-for-1 trade, and Yekindar surely going to be calling it in, saying, yeah, I got the dink on him at least.
Molotov miss extinguished. Grim challenging with the AK-47. 3 defenders here. They're starting to get aggressive in the middle of the nowhere and wide out into the open. Grim doesn't want that fight quite yet. This is awkward for Elige, awkward for Nafly as well. They got caught in no man's land. What a good job from Grim managing that fight, and JT finds the third. Defense wiped out, and it should be an 8th round for Complexity.
It's the kind of fight where it feels like if you are the team that actually gets to initiate, you might have the advantage, but when instead... They
if you get frozen at that headshot angle,
yeah.
I have a real internal debate in my head about what makes me more nervous. Is teams trying to pull off that same kind of push towards the top of A ramp on vertigo, or the sign position on overpass for an opera?
Yeah.
Both of those spots, whenever I see it happening, I'm just like, oh, this makes me uneasy.
I don't like the sign one either. That might be
For different reasons, but
different reasons.
yeah.
Although I realized at one point that sometimes, from like a commentary point of view, we end up criticizing a team for doing stuff where you say, oh, was that really the best decision? And then you must realize after a while, but if you run whatever the best decision is for like 10 rounds in a row, it obviously it stops being the best decision, because now it's just super readable. And so you're like, we have a great A defense, yeah, but if you run it 10 rounds in a row, then
yeah, they come in
how
swings.
could it be? How could it be? Like sometimes, I guess you almost have to try and be like, all right, let's see if we can catch them with this.
I mean, that play's been, I feel like the one we just saw from Liquid of trying to push up on the ramp has been popular at various times. I think we've even seen it be extremely successful at times. Just there are those moments where you can see that there's an awkward timing coming with it, and that was one of those rounds.
And I mean, if they get one good flashbang in from the Liquid side, that's probably it. Nicely done here. Nitro getting a headshot on Floppy. Good to see Nitro picking up a couple of kills. I mean, he's up to 5 now. He was struggling at the beginning, but that probably gets him a lot of confidence, knowing that they can't necessarily beat up on him the same way that they started out.
Yeah, I think Liquid did enough between the AWP and the aggression from NAF early on, and a couple of good stops at the B bomb site to kind of give some breathing room, right, and stop those kind of plays from just constantly coming back into his face. Grim with the first kill in a 1v5. And he is balked into a very narrow hallway. That Molotov isn't going to help anything.
Yeah. Some damage would still be kind of useful, even if the 15th round is coming up. Some of them really don't have a lot of money, so if he gets even 2 more kills here, this could still help them out a little bit in the upcoming round. So maybe there is something to fight for, even if you probably will not win the round. 30 seconds left.
That's why you can see Nitro taking a very passive angle of just saying, I'm going to jiggle. If I get into a fight or spot the information, I'm just going to hide. Or, excuse me, there's the 2 kills. Oh, don't let this happen. Don't let this slip away. 1v2 for Grim.
Let it happen, Jason. What a beautiful round so far. He's pushed up by that huge vent, and he's got the right idea. He knows where one of them is. Not sure about Elise, and the timing is just not with him. So, still impressive work for Grim, and that's going to get them a lot less money and rifles in the next round.
Yeah, let's see what they're missing, because you're exactly right. That does some significant damage to the economy for the final round. That might give even just a small edge for Complexity to work with in a different scenario. Nice kills from Grim. Thought surely they would just kind of hide and wait for him to get into that bomb site and get that plant. A little overcommitted. It's 8-6. 1 round left.
And the fact that it even is that at this point, 8 rounds on the side of Complexity, that is such a great scoreline, no matter what happens here, to move into the second half with. So they should be excited about it. All right, they had a little bit more maybe than I was expecting, so not too bad on the side of Liquid. I think they're doing all right. Maybe lacking 1 or 2 Molotovs here or there, but that's about it. So Naf, very aggressive. Not something that they had seen before. Floppy not going to be happy about it. Elise trying to follow it up, and the spray at range with the AK, and not connecting either on the Fang. 3 versus 2, but the fact that Naf gets that early kill just throws that whole T side into complete disarray. Does he know? I'm not sure if he realizes Holzerk is up here.
No, he doesn't know. But I mean, it doesn't matter. That's a tight enough angle to be able to adjust very, very easily as soon as Holzerk or Fang make their move. There it is. Good flick over. Half the body showing. It's just Fang left in a 1v3. He's cut off. He can't really fall back either. Nitro's pushed all the way up. And once you move forward into the bomb site here, you're trapped. You got Naf in front of you. You've got OC off to the left, who can just peek at will.
What an angle. I mean, if he loses that fight, but still, Fang, the fact that he checked it was impressive. They cut it right down the middle, 8-7. We'll see who's going to win in the second half. It is coming right up. Who's your favorite CS player of the last 10 years?
Mine is the GOAT.
The GOAT.
I love that the most about them, how calm they are.
We're all gonna get hate comments for this segment. I thought a lot about the sort of the 10-year thing. That changes things. You have to sort of think back quite a bit. For me, partly some 1.6 probably bias, and partly just the fact that he's an alt player. So I picked Fallen.
Oh, it wasn't Markelov.
It could have been. It was tempting for a minute. I have a soft spot in my heart in general for AWP players, but especially the style that Fallen does, the kind of the ability to sort of, you know, fight close range with it at the best of times.
Fallen will be swarmed, killing the short player, knowing that the second was still up on grave. He waits, he wins.
I think it's so exciting, and it's like there are players that play a more crazy and sometimes even more entertaining version of AWP, but usually they kind of fall flat on that. Like it doesn't have the same like return on investment over time.
For me, he's like the second most inventive and successful IGLs of all time.
Yeah.
In terms of like basically creating maps, like the way people play Train after the like Luminosity SK days, all because of him. And he was doing it as an IGL opping, which until the point that he did that, no one believed that that was the right thing to do.
He's definitely hit some points that no other players have.
Yeah.
You know, where he's best player, arguably, and IGL and Opper, and creating the meta of this game in 2016.
I think for me, there are some players where even if you put them in like a 1 versus 4 at like the worst of times with only 20 seconds left, like there's some part of me that always thinks like he could still do, like this could really still happen, you know?
Yeah.
And Fallen is just somehow forever in that category.
It's my favorite CSGO player. It's always been Neo and Forest, but obviously Neo, he is still playing, but he's not been playing in a tier 1 LAN in a while now.
I think it's tough for me to say, but I think Forest and Neo, one of those two, because they also made the transfer from 1.6 to CSGO, and I feel like the way they are as human beings, I love that the most about them, how calm they are. Every time I talk with them, I just feel like it's a friend I have for life, you know. And
One behind Jets. Quad. Jenny. The Mr. Smoke. Gap on the right, gap on the right. Go from mid-look.
Yeah, flag balls
I have one.
What's this? Think CT, stink. It's having CT.
Bobby 2 guys. Let's catwalk. We're Cohen. Cold 0.
Go. Nice swimmer. Nice.
Dude, me and Mike are in there. Let's go, Justin. The smoke actually helped you guys.
We're in there, dude!
They're not lacking in the energy. I appreciate it. I like that call from Liquid side too. It's like they missed their smoke. Oh, and we're all dead.
Yeah, use that dang. 8-7. I mean, all things considered, that's a phenomenal comeback. That was a 7-2 run for Team Liquid. They were down to 1.6 to nothing to come back into this game and give themselves a chance. It still has a long way to go, considering they've switched over to the T side, but entirely doable.
Oh, Floppy, look at this. He's so far pushed up right now. Liquid are in a lot of trouble, and I don't think they even realize. Naf is kind of looking behind them, thinking about it, but this is so readable at the moment. Complexity, they're up on the A-bomb site. They know what is coming their way.
There's only one set of utility as well. Smoke Molotov onto Yekindar to actually progress onto the A-bomb site. Here we go. Molotov gonna come in, reloading.
Oh, but actually this is working out pretty well. Even if they knew everything. OC on the double, the smoke and the bomb plant behind it. They had such great utility use in this round. Grim finally going to get a little bit in return, but that is actually upsetting to watch.
Yeah, that's gotta be upsetting to be in that situation as Complexity. You had the flank, you had 4 players rotated over, and you still couldn't put a stop to anything. You lost the first 3 kills. Grim over the top needed a very quick kill to be able to respond in kind, and now he's the only one left. OC picks him off. 2 stunning headshots right at the end, and pistol round in the second half goes to Team Liquid. It's now tied.
That's one of those rounds that's very hard to explain, because from like a, I guess like a theoretic point of view, is absolutely great. Getting the early flank in, getting 4 people on the other side, and then you still just get wiped out. Quad kill for OC in this particular pistol round.
It's interesting because it's like you have 4 players here, right? But you're not actually kind of challenging a lot of the space as Liquid progresses into the bomb site. So it's almost like even having 4 players there didn't kind of matter because only 2 people at a time were involved in the action.
Yeah, you didn't feel at any point kind of like the threat of having that many players at the bomb site.
Which is a great, I mean, it's a great work with the utility that Team Liquid had. The smoke to block vision, the Molotov to pull people out of the position in the corner. Yekendar's gonna entry in with the MAC-10. Him and Elige get 2 kills to open up the B bomb site. They did lose Nitro on the other side of the map, but it doesn't much matter.
I'm sure Liquid, I'm thinking about this, but sometimes I feel like there is something it could feel like a nice sense of almost justice if you have a really hard time on a bomb site on your own CT side, you switch to the C side, and you're like, all right, let's do it to them again. Like, let's do the exact same thing.
Yeah, let's show them what it's like.
They do still have the Deagles and the Scout on Holzerk, so they're going to make their escape with that, but means Liquid are going to be in the lead, 9-8.
Yeah, but it's nice being able to keep, you know, some points of danger and damage for Complexity in the next round with 2 Deagles with head armor as well. The Scout on Holzerk we know can do some work, so it's 3 things that Liquid have to be mindful of into the next round.
How much?
And you could hear even the communication. We just killed the B guys. They won't have anything. So
yeah.
I would look at Liquid to maybe go back towards this B bomb site.
They mullied wood and boosted with it, so you should flash this.
Complexity seem to know as well. And they've got the same read on the other side, so obviously much worse on the weaponry, but maybe they can try and preempt it.
No, but they are putting Grim here with the Deagle, who's got some of the armor as well, so bringing over one of those powerful weapons. We'll see how it goes. Good first kill. Dink from the USP, cleaned up by the Deagle, but then the AK-47s respond. Oh, Nitro's taking a lot of damage. I think Liquid might just get forced away from this, although Nap opening things up from behind.
Yeah, could have probably had that kill on JT as well. I'm kind of surprised that Complexity actually come out trading evenly here.
I mean, we heard Team Liquid say, hey, we got the B guys, they don't have anything. And you heard Complexity saying the same thing, like, hey, they killed the B guys, we don't have anything. Let's shift over and get a flashbang for the board. So good communication, good ideas for Complexity.
Yeah, and now they're backing into the bomb site again. Ready for it. They'd actually walked away. OC not able to transfer it. Floppy, great Deagle shots coming out. Not even needed with the headshots because they're all so low on health. Elige as well. Could be a 3rd one for Floppy if he finds that opening. Elige showing himself, and surely that's going to be calling in a teammate. It's Fang with the Scout. And even if not, they actually had a Molotov on Fang as well, so they could have done a lot with it. That is a great early start here.
You stop Yekendar, who's the first player in with the MAC-10. Then you dink and force Nitro back, who's the 2nd player with the AK-47 trying to challenge. And you've done so much damage. Nice, easy cleanups for Floppy with his Deagle at the end of the day.
Well, you hear them all the way from across the studio. Good times. That ties it up and puts a lot of trouble on the side of Liquid. Grim with the double opening spray down. Naf and OC both out of it in spite of a flash setup there. He was just ready. So this is horrifying for Liquid. If they lose this round, they're going to be in trouble. Certainly on the money, and they're going to start to fall even probably 2 rounds behind at that point in time. Maybe even 2 or 3.
Maybe even 2 or 3.
Org on the side of Holzerk.
Ooh, we like that. Fan of the scoped weapons. It's a little bit more quiet and calm for Team Liquid as Yekendar and Elige are going to work through the problem at the B bomb site. A silent boost over the boards. Grim off to the right, but his attention is also pulled towards middle. So timing is everything for this play. And Floppy's just staying tucked into the beam in the back and quad.
We could find the kill on Floppy, then maybe there is a way to roll that into an actual bomb plant, but man, they need to be quick about it. If Floppy gets any kind of a shot out here, that might be too late. Ooh, Grim's pushed up close as well, and the smoke up, it's making it very tricky. JT's out of the round, but Floppy drops the bomb on the ground. 40 seconds, and now they should be realizing Grim comes flying through the smoke to take down Elige. And Nitro, not a lot he could do in the middle here.
Nice composure from Floppy, just staying pinned down. Grim coming over as well. Triple kill. He got the first 2 openings. What a huge round for Grim. Massively impactful. And that's going to put Team Liquid back to just pistols.
Yeah, even a bomb plant would have been helpful. Fang almost catching Nitro. Not that far away from finding him, or he shouldn't be. Yeah, there we go. Nicely done.
Awkward. I thought Nitro was going to win that fight. Not going to lie to you.
Probably, I mean, yeah, if he tried to come up the stairs, definitely.
I thought the missed shots Nitro would react in time. I was waiting for the moment. Just waiting for it. This is the good opening. The first kill and the transfer over. Immediate dinks on a Nap and OC and easy cleanups. And then Liquid with Yekindar and Elige pressuring up the B stairs. Just not enough resources to flush Floppy out of that position. 1 round lead. A single, alone Deagle on Naf.
We've seen some good Deagles today, but I feel like this is even compared to some of the earlier stuff, it's asking a lot, you know.
Especially against an AUG. Gonna have a field day. You've got Fang close up as well if they try and stream forward you. So Liquid want nothing to do with that. No flashbangs, no smoke to take away any of the angles. Liquid's gonna readdress back to the B bomb site. What an opening day for Complexity in Group B.
Yeah, and I feel like a lot of people, probably, you know, most of us in front of the camera today, we were saying, yeah, but it's not really that simple, all the rest of it. I mean, this Liquid team have been looking really powerful, so that they don't have the same issues here.
Right, I mean, look, you can put the asterisks onto the Na'Vi victory to a certain extent with Complexity, but if they take out this Liquid, then, I mean, all of a sudden you kind of, they get a victory that can back up that win, right?
Yeah.
And then you have something to really go off of moving forward.
It's actually looking so cool. Grim, his 18th kill right there. Which is, well, I think one of the only things they were lacking earlier was that there weren't really a lot of people to support Grim in terms of the scoreboard. But the second half has changed that. Looking a lot better. See Fang, JT trying to catch up to him, so he's getting a little bit of support. 11-9, and the 21st round is coming up. Some rifles back on the Liquid side, but man, we need them to do a bit more damage here at the start of the second half. They can't go on that long break that they did in the first half. They really need to slow down Complexity, or this map could be over sooner than they want.
Yeah, it really could be. Especially on this T side. Especially with how confident Complexity's looking at the moment. So patience at the base of A ramp as all the smokes and utility is utilized. No pressure towards B either. Liquid just happy to let Complexity use their nades early. No damage being exchanged as well.
This feels like one of those maps where if you take, you know, if you put on your CIS Counter-Strike glasses, it's gonna be one of those maps where if you lose track of where the T's are, you could really be in trouble, you know?
Yeah, look at the utility with 55 seconds left. Look at the difference in the nades that both teams have to work with. Fang is forced out of his advanced position. Floppy's caught in an awkward engagement. Naf is gonna win that out, and that creates space for Yekindar to move forward. JT's got one, but is it enough to pull them back?
Ooh, through the smoke and Grim on the follow-up. They actually had the perfect opening here, Liquid. It was looking amazing, and now they're in trouble. Naf very low on health, and OC, he's got some health here, but they're running out of time too. 27 seconds. I can't believe.
Yeah.
I mean, they had almost won the round on the double opening.
JT with one, Hulzerk with another through the smoke, and Grim shuts down the mid play that Naf was trying to activate Yekindar into. This is a last-ditch effort to get into the B bomb site. They don't have time to get slowed down either. They cannot really stop for this engagement. That smoke is brutal. OC, I think you got to call the round off almost to a certain degree, but the flashbang is perfect. 5 seconds on the clock. That's bomb hitting the ground. It was all over. The AUG sings in the round, and Hulzerk has a triple kill.
Woo! All right.
That got spicy.
It did get a little bit spicy, but recovering from that kind of a great start here. 2 kills going the way of Liquid, and then just in a matter of, what, like 3 seconds, they get 3 of them back. That's crazy. No bomb plant being allowed either.
No, and that's going to be frustrating for Team Liquid. They look so clinical on their T side on Mirage. You give up a 5-on-3. You hand it right back to him. Missed shot from Hulzerk. They're trying to chase him down, trying to pick up the pace, and I think they're just going to hit the pause button now. They didn't get the fight they wanted. They know utility and reactions are going to start streaming in. So Liquid stopped cold. 1 smoke for Team Liquid to utilize.
I like the attempt at trying to run him down. You know, if he makes a little bit of a mistake there, if he's either just gets stuck or feels like he wants to come back for a second shot, then maybe you have the speed to try and catch him. JT walking all the way out here, and when you know they only have pistols, I mean, they're probably not going to have a Molotov to clear you out, so the position is suddenly way better behind those sandbags. Still got Fang, got Holso even further back.
Yeah. Ooh, Fang, this is awkward. Is he gonna be ready for it? Smoke plumes. Nitro comes through. No one to follow it up. His death goes to waste. And JT, there's the pop-up at sandbags. Worst Jack in the Box you could imagine.
Unless you were the...
Then you were the Jack.
I don't know.
You didn't know what to call it, did you?
No. I'm having such a great time.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, you can kind of understand it considering how horrible of a time the past few months of the first half of competition of the year was for Complexity. It's, yeah, let loose.
Months, years.
We're all going to give you a pass. We know it's been dark out there. We know there's been some disappointing things. Have a good time. Laugh it up.
Yeah, they're super impressive. I really got to say, I probably had almost no expectations. I feel like some of the roster changes that have been happening throughout the scene.
I had expectations,
Yeah.
but I wanted to wait and see what it was going to look like with Hulzerk. I was curious if just the op change was going to be enough for Complexity.
All right, you wanted to be caught a little bit. You wanted like a different
Yeah.
age. You wanted like.
I was playing hard to get.
All right.
You know, I want to see what you're bringing to the table before I start, you know, investing myself.
Smart. So are you ready to invest a little bit more now, maybe?
I got a second date.
Okay. Yeah. Working to it. Well, that's great. I like that. I appreciate it. 23rd round. It's been 5 in a row for Complexity, and they're 3 rounds away from winning this map. Which again, I feel it's really worth repeating. Yeah, maybe you can make some excuses about the Navi situation, but this would really cement a great opening to the Blast Fall season for Complexity, which is really cool. We'll see if Liquid have what it takes. They've already shown, I think, earlier today that they really can bring it back even when they're a little bit behind and falling a little bit flat. So do they have another return in them?
I think the biggest problem is just the hole they started in on the CT side. That 0-6 hole is just so brutal. Like, yeah, you can recover from G2 when you're down 0-4, but 0-6 on the kind of the easy side of Vertigo, or the easier side of Vertigo, is a very difficult thing to come back in. Look at the money, too, on Complexity. Multiple buys behind any round loss that they take. Defense is starting to shift and get aggressive. They're starting to push up in middle. That's going to be Fang with the fast flank down ladder. If they get the kills, though, Liquid, the flank might not matter.
Yeah, the timing is everything for this one, and they are watching for it. Naf, though, a little bit off on the crosshair, so should still be able to win the fight against Fang, and he will. That's excellent. 5 versus 3. And Grim looking to take the battle. Nitro right on the other side. Also, he's going to find one with the AWP, but there's smokes everywhere. I'm shocked that he's pushed forward, and eventually he's going to be found. Feels like maybe a little bit desperate, and eventually they're going to win the round, only losing a single player.
That's a great win, not just for finding the win in the first place, but eliminating all 5 players as well. No opportunities for everyone to save. I mean, with that flank coming in, everyone from Complexity had shifted over to actually fight for that round, and they never got out of the mindset. Double digits for Team Liquid. They're just 3 back. Timeout called.
A little bit scary. If they lose Naf on that, like holding that flank, it could be a very, very different round. Good defense from him.
You can always rely on Naf to be watching the flank. He's so good at not missing those kinds of details, because that could have been a calamity. Second timeout for Complexity.
We'll see. One small step in the right direction here for the Liquid side. But ultimately, they are really far behind, and this round, I think, was open. The last one was opened by Yakinda, so maybe he could do that again on the ramp a couple of times. Elige and OC top fragging on the Liquid side. They have the kills to sort of back this up. If you look at the scoreboards, it's not like Liquid are really far behind, so even at a 3-round gap here, it feels like they are having an output to match what Complexity are bringing to the game. Also, looking to find anyone here. Even if you didn't see anyone, just that's also a little bit suspicious that There's no one at the bottom of that A ramp yet that he could spot.
I think this is a map where the later stages of this map is one where we can see Hulzerk really kind of make his bones for this complexity squad. He's going to get plenty of attention at him in the later stages of this half at A ramp, and with that AWP, if he can be impactful, if he can find kills, find some openings, make sure they don't get free access to the top of the ramp, then you'll see kind of Hulzerk with the impact that Complexity's hoping he was going to have when they bring him into the team.
That would be a fantastic way to try and just outright win the map if you suddenly get that off on the CT side and you just get a couple of great defensive kills.
We saw how much of a nuisance it was for Complexity on their T side. That was one of the initial defenses that got Liquid back into a couple winning rounds early, was the double op setup. Naf and OC both started having success, and that just chewed up the attack.
Wasting a little bit of time here maybe on the Liquid side. 35 seconds on Vertigo. It's not the end of the world. That A bomb site is right next to them, so they can still make it, but want to still be careful. Running low on grenades as well, and a little bit of a forward move here. This is something that Liquid try to do themselves, but now Complexity are doing it, and Grim will at least get the kill. 19 seconds on the board, and JT, that's almost a running shot from Nitro. He does get killed immediately afterwards, following by Hulzerk. You're right, 10 seconds on the clock, and OC, even if he gets the kill somehow, it's not going to help him out. Hulzerk, great defense on the double. And it's another round here for Complexity. They're taking huge steps in the right direction.
Yeah, Liquid had the time, as you mentioned. It was starting to tick low when they began that attack. But once Complexity starts getting aggressive behind that smoke, it kind of falls on the lip at that railing, so it gives a little bit of an angle underneath it. Those are the fights. This one right here from JT to find one through the smoke. The Grim push as well. Those are the ones that are chewing time off the clock that you just don't have to waste and thinning you out. So then eventually you're just forced to kind of throw caution to the wind. And again, I mean, you got to say, Complexity did a really good job of reading what was coming. They only had one player at the B bomb site when that hit eventually does come in. Instead, it was silence on the map where they weren't confused whatsoever.
They knew. Yeah, they knew everything. Good stuff. And I mean, we talked about how uncomfortable it could be when you try to go for that aggression on the CT side and you get the timing wrong and suddenly you're caught in a weird position. But at least they got the right bullets off and they got the kills on Liquid. Put a lot of pressure on them. 14-10, moving into what could be some of the last rounds here of this match. Shocking result today. If you walk away and you check the scores later and you say, oh, Complexity? Oh, they took down Na'Vi and Liquid? it's not what anyone's expecting.
Yeah, that would be weird.
That's a nice grenade.
Nice beefy nade. Elige brought down to 62. Yekindar takes 20 points of damage. More utility being spent. Nitro's going to lead the way with that Tech 9. Utility dump from Complexity to slow things down, and there's the peek from Fang. 1 for 1, and Liquid's going to be happy with that.
Yeah, they'll take it, no doubt. Stuff, a lot of utility. Floppy on a mission. Timing is everything. We've seen it before. If someone's watching for it, you might just throw away the round. And walking around with a knife out, Elite, he's going to have a heart attack behind that one.
And remember, Floppy's had, like, no real pressure towards his bomb site for quite some time. We mentioned the read last time of everyone from Complexity shifting over to A. Well, Floppy's just like, all right, like, I ain't seen anything for rounds. I'm more than happy to push up and take the... Oh, my Lord. That's unreal.
We're going to need to see a replay. Kinda able to take down Floppy. Still, they can fight for the round. Hulzerk, very aggressive. And he's going to be going down. And now that B bomb site is going to be lost. And they will definitely get the bomb plant down.
Yekindar's got a smoke to drop to buy time. Grim going for a big flank.
This is so awkward. It's a 4-on-2 that now has turned into a 2-on-2. JT's managed to sneak his way down. Can't see Yekindar under there. Do you want to go for the jump pass? That is so scary. And now they lose Grim on the other side. I can't believe it. Liquid somehow finding a way in a 2-on-4 to pick up the win. That could maybe bring them back. That should inspire Liquid a little bit.
And even if it doesn't, I mean, those are the rounds of your Complexity. When you're trying to close this game out, you cannot lose those. You're exactly right. You had everything you wanted. 4-on-3 here. This nasty shot from Hulzerk puts him in a 4-on-2, and you still find a way to lose the round. What?
It's just so quick. Well done. 14-11, so in the grand scheme, there's still some space to work with, but the money on Complexity is...
They could have done something a little creative with the money that they have when you look at Floppy with 5,300, Fang at 3,000, but I like this decision. Still 3-round lead to play with to kind of, that you got in your favor, a little grace period for you. Play the economic game. Make sure everyone's feeling flush with cash. Don't invest a whole lot and just move forward into the gun rounds. Or get a win.
That is probably an unforced error on the side of Elige. Probably didn't need to die at that moment. They pretty much had the bomb site, but they're still going to be getting the bomb plant and probably winning the round.
That's back-to-back rounds. He takes a frustrating death to Floppy. Last round, he was pushed up and walking back. Elige rotating with his knife out and gets caught. This time, didn't expect them to just be hiding behind the generator box.
But yeah, they had a couple of people at B, and then they had the triple stack over at the A ramp where nobody ever showed up. So I don't know. Complexity really don't care so much about losing this particular round. If they could do some more damage, though, that would be real interesting. Naf holding down mouse 1 and just getting a triple right off the bat. Not bad. They're going to be winning the round, Liquid, and taking a step in the right direction. But I still feel like there's some of that energy missing. It feels like even that 2 versus 4 didn't really get them excited, you know?
Yeah. That's you know, I think this team, though, I don't think we've seen them get kind of hyped up in the same way that we've seen other teams, in the way certain way Complexity has been as well. They've been more calm and clinical throughout some of their wins.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Third timeout taken from Complexity. Trying to get everyone back on the same page, trying to get everyone focused up for the final hurdle. I think the tough part is, the weird part about feeling where this game is headed at the moment is that I still feel like Liquid on this T side haven't really found the solution overall. They've like found some ways to get out of tight situations and sticky situations like the 2-on-4, and they found some good kills, but I haven't seen anything tactically that says like they're outplaying Complexity.
No, that's true. Which is some of what we were praising them for earlier in the
G2 game.
Yeah, exactly. They looked like they were tactically really a step ahead. So let's just see. 14-12 the scoreline. The 27th round. Kinda hoping for an opening over at the B stairs, which is not getting at the moment. That's a great grenade on top of Elige and OC. Said it many times, but that bit of damage evens out the lack of advantage for the M4A1 on the headshot, so that's all you need.
A lot of attention at A throughout this half. A lot of silence from Team Liquid. They're going to try and catch the B defenders off guard. 2 players here.
All right.
He's up. He's ready. They still got to deal with the quad player. That's JT, who's going to be back there. They've got plenty of Molotovs for it, although he does get the first kill. That's Elige trying to make his play and jump over. And actually, JT's pushed forward. Oh, flashbang. Yekindar survives. Good save from OC, but they've got to get into this bomb site. Time is being bought by the Complexity defenders.
I look at Floppy, not even falling back, just taking an even more aggressive angle at the back of the bomb site. He can call it in. He should feel now, wait a minute, they're not really here. So Grim could maybe start to get back. You could see Holzerk and Fang over at the other side of the map. They're well aware that something could be happening. And that's partly because Floppy did take that peek after the whole engagement. So they have a good read right now. 30 seconds. Complexity do not need a nut right now to make this work. They're close. Nade runs deep. Yekindar runs right into it as well. Oh no, the timing is actually ridiculous. And now it's a 4-on-3.
At least the bomb's going down, then you got some options. Nitro needs to find an escape route before that smoke fades. OC with an AK-47 and Nitro both in the same position, taking fire through the smoke, and it all comes down to this. 4-on-3 retake for Complexity.
Oh, and it starts well. Grim with the opening. Floppy there, a little bit of a return. And Naf now on the ramp. And they're going to find out where he is real soon. 10-second defuse. That's very awkward, though. And Naf will win the first one. Keep spraying. Gets him through the smoke. That's absolutely tremendous. And now inside of the smoke, Holzerk is going to get knocked down as well. A 1 versus 3. And that's a shocking victory for Naf.
Yeah, that's... how many times is Naf going to deliver it? What a tough win. If there's a kit, it's over. It is absolutely over. But the money situation for Complexity was so tight, they just could not pick one up.
Naf in classic style looking completely unimpressed.
Just another day in the office for Nasty Ass Naf. Beautiful stuff. 14-13. 1 round difference between the 2 squads.
And look at what it does to the Complexity economy. This is so devastating. If they lose this one, Complexity, it's going to be heartbreaking for them, surely. Here we go. Flashes to try and get out the middle. Liquid. How much momentum could they build behind a clutch like that?
That's a Deagle shot and a half onto OC. So, a couple players brought low. These Deagles can mop up some of these frags.
They're within range, aren't they? OC's down there. He's not going to miss that shot. So this is starting to thin out the defense a bit.
This is where if you're Complexity, one of these players, you're hoping it's not seep it in, but that 4v2 they lost just a few rounds back, that's where we, at least as viewers and as casters and as fans, look at it and you kind of go, ah, that's not good. It's where it all began.
Yeah, that's true. And then you lose another one. It's a 1 versus 3. It starts to build up.
Yeah, the hiccups. The intangibles that can just ruin your mentality. 2 rounds slipping away towards the end of this map that Complexity should have won, hands down. Good kills from Elige. 14-14. We're all tied up.
Naf must have really been doing a lot of work because he was anchoring that B bomb site with Nitro, and they were getting beat up a lot over there. And now he's top fragging with 23 kills, actually even outdoing Grim on the other side. So what a performance from Naf overall.
Yeah, well, here's that clutch one more time. If you wanted to see it again, 1 versus 3. Fang trying to provide some cover over the top. Floppy goes down. Holzerk had to watch the other angle just in case, and there's just no time to recover and get the defuse. Heartbreaking situation.
And actually, as we saw the replay there, even with the kit, it would have been 0.45 seconds.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Crazy. Real crazy. Here we go. We're going all the way now. Getting our money's worth today.
All the rounds.
Yeah, I like it. There are so many new teams and new configurations. We need to learn about all of them. So might as well see the maximum number of rounds at the moment.
Graham, another solid performance. I think he ended against Navi with 22 kills. He's got 22 here against Team Liquid, obviously, and 28 completed rounds of play. Leading this, excuse me, Naf up to 23 kills. He's the one leading the server.
He's done a remarkable job, really. Very, very far back on that B defense, you could tell. They don't want to get caught anywhere near up close, so... A little bit more aggressive on the A ramp though. Holzerk making a couple of jumps there. Not going to be able to spot anyone really. They're leaving Floppy alone. That seems risky.
It seems risky, but I mean, look, it's kind of, I guess, a bold call to make at this stage in the game, but they haven't had to deal with too many B attacks from Team Liquid. The aggression down A ramp late in the round was perhaps a little bit more risky. Naf is going to find a gap to lurk out middle. He's going to catch nobody rotating over, but he's going to be able to wrap around the site very quickly. It's him against Grim, the 2 top fraggers for each team. Grim looks away, Floppy's blinded from behind, and it's all just the lone defender. The former Team Liquid player goes down in the smoke, and right at the end, Liquid have 1 single chance to win the map. They've stolen it away. They've stolen the lead from Complexity.
And look at the money as well on the CT side. That's even more devastating. They might have a lot of trouble, and Liquid should probably hunt this, right? They should do everything they can. Elige with a headshot. Holzerk is going to fall as well. And it's 15-14. Liquid winning 5 in a row to get to match point.
This is nightmare status for Complexity. This one is going to haunt them.
The timing on the smash bang against Floppy is ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, probably Nap has a massive advantage in that battle no matter what, but...
Well, especially because, remember, Grim's rotating over, and in theory, he's kind of someone's supposed to be watching mid, but he's also, you know, focused on getting into the bomb site a little bit more. Your attention's going to be split. And we just talked about it a couple rounds ago that we didn't really feel like Liquid had tactically kind of taken any real advantage in this game or had any kind of great outplays over Complexity, but they've certainly kind of stole the factor in the intangibles of the clutches and of the momentum. Like, everything just seems to be going in their favor at the moment.
And that's probably what's going to be replaying in Complexity's mind when the game is done. If they end up losing it, they're going to be thinking, man,
4-on-2, 3v1.
Yeah, we could have done it. We could have easily done it. Here we go, round number 30.
Well, and then we get to answer another question about Complexity, which is, can you mentally reset for the next series of games that are coming in the second half of the day?
Sure, that is a good point. We're learning a lot. Naf taking some nade shrapnel at the start of the round, down to a little bit, 68 health. Look at this. They did take a couple of steps. I wonder if Naf would have heard that. Not quite sure. They're going to be starting to rotate a little bit further back, though. And the rest of Liquid heading towards the A ramp. Nitro taking slow steps. Not really sensing anyone here. They don't have that much utility either on the Complexity side. So if you slow play this one, Liquid, I mean, you could end up attacking a bomb site with almost no smokes left to defend it with.
Nap coming up to launch the rear again. Nitro gonna look underneath the smoke, trying to find someone at the headshot angle inside the bomb site. Someone peeking out. How do you defend this? Grim with the FAMAS. Oh, this is not an ideal weapon to be caught out in the open at a headshot angle. Nitro's got the first, 2 more swing out. Nitro got a second. I don't even know how. And Yekendar's stuck in a battle as well.
Oh, they're in a lot of trouble here. Flank is coming in as well. JT, I can't believe he's still alive here. And eventually, it'll be Naf to find the headshot. Only fitting. 25 kills out of here. And now Floppy, 1 versus 3. Liquid, they were so far behind in this, and now they've brought it back. 1 versus 3 for Floppy to try and win it. He almost gets the lead, but it is not enough. 16 to 14, and a great comeback for Liquid.
Yeah, what an absolutely magnificent run at the end. It all started with that 4, or the 2-on-4, I should say, from Liquid's perspective. The 1v3 from Nap, and here at the end of the round, they catch Complexity in that same nightmare scenario we talked about in transition to get aggressive at top ramp. And what an effort out of Complexity, but to have it ripped away like this is so brutal, so painful.
It is, but still in the grand scheme of things, you've got to say something to be really proud of for the Complexity camp.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, James is going to be ready. He's going to have a victory interview. Looks like he's got Naf with him.
Oh, yes, that is right. I do have Naf with me here. And, well, Naf, it's always pretty close when you play these guys. But were you more impressed this time around? Because it looked like they were going to take it, but you pulled off some nice rounds.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they're playing really well. I think they had some nice rounds and some good reads, and towards the end there, we're able to just figure out like the right formula to success to how they're playing, and they just couldn't handle it in the end. So yeah, we just got the win.
They couldn't handle it. They also couldn't handle your clutch, and if that didn't pull off, we may not be looking at this situation, mate. You really did deliver big on that one.
Yeah, maybe could have had OT, but yeah, no, I think that was just like a big shift. I think the clutch really helped momentum and everything like that. Confidence kind of just like shot completely up. So yeah, I think the clutch was very important.
Now, you've won your opening 2 games. Things are looking certainly good for you guys. Did you expect to be in this good shape after the Cologne player break, then coming back? You know, you've been in North America, you've practiced a little bit here in Europe. Are you impressed by yourselves at this point?
Yeah, I mean, I think after Cologne, I think for us, Cologne was a very successful run, and we're proud of what we achieved there. And we knew that what we have here is the right thing for us for success, playing with Yekinder. And we still obviously don't really know too much about what's going on, but we just know that we have the right 5, and if we can keep this going, we can achieve things that Liquid achieved in the past.
Oh, big words, and that's what we're excited to see. Let's see if it does happen for him.
Oh my god, kid. Broken or what?
It just makes the game feel faster and more interactive.
For all my life, even with 1.6, I didn't play this map, so...
Scroll wheel. Oh my god, kid. Broken or what?
Scroll wheel. Although I do use both, but I prefer the scroll wheel. Easier to bunny hop with.
I like B hopping, and you can't do that with spacebar. So I'm gonna say scroll.
Scroll wheel because you can like bunny hops, that's all. That's the main reason. Scroll for sure. I have both. I've been space as well, but I use it really barely. So I use scroll of course more, as all other players.
Scroll wheel just because that's what I've always used.
Scroll wheel in any game, no matter what. My spacebar is what I talk with in Push to Talk, you know, all programs, so...
I think both are interesting, but just because right now I'm playing stretch, so I'm gonna have to take stretch right now.
I will say stretched because I use it more.
I tried out native some months ago, but in the beginning it was nice, but long term it's, I don't know, too slow, everything too small. So you go with stretched and you're fine.
I've always played stretched in my career, except the time where everyone played black bars. It was a time there where everyone had 10, 24 black bars. And when people started to go away from that, I switched to, and I've never gone back since. I really enjoy stretched overall.
It just makes the game feel faster and more interactive.
Probably stretched. I've always played 16-10, and over the years I've switched to 4-3 now. Trying to figure out what will be mine for the rest of 2021, but we'll see how it goes.
Ancient.
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 Ancient just because I didn't like train.
Train, because I really like this map before.
I don't like train at all. It's like for all my life, even with 1.6, I didn't play this map, so Ancient is a new map. I'm looking forward to play it more, and yeah.
I will say Ancient because it's like new map, so.
I prefer Ancient because it's new and fresh and just fun to play right now.
I think it's fun with new maps. You get to build a meta, find new smokes, find new tactics.
Right, you're going up against G2 in this next game. Obviously, I know you're a guy who likes to prepare as much as possible, but with G2 changing in-game leader, is this a much harder task? Can you even prepare at all? You're just looking at the game they just played and that's it?
We